All right, 9 o'clock. Call meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I don't know. We have a safety hearing with Mr. Watson.
I'll be quick. As you know, Mr. Bliss left the district, so he asked me to do the annual safety hearing since I've been working with him on some safety related subjects throughout the year. So this is just a brief overview of what's transpired this year. So in regards to our district and building level safety plans, New York State Education is now requiring a remote instruction component to the plan, pretty much what we did during COVID, but they want it written out. A template's going to be provided by either BOCES or New York State Education probably later this month or next month. So I'll work on that with the new director of facilities when he or she comes on board, and we'll get that included in the plan. And then I will work with the new director of facilities on the safety plan updates coming through over the summer. So I'll kind of be the bridge guy to hopefully just kind of make his transition or her transition a little bit easier. So couple other highlights. As you know, and the superintendent's discussed, the district has partnered with BOCES as part of a Department of Justice grant for CSTAG, which is threat assessment in a school district. A bunch of key individuals were chosen and have been trained on level 1. Level 2 is a longer, it's a 3 or 4 hour Zoom interactive session that some staff has done. There's another training coming up in August that the remaining staff hopefully will be there for, and we'll all be trained up on that and see what awaits for level 3. A couple weeks ago, the district-wide safety committee that I am the co-chair of met. There were 14 people, different positions throughout the district. We talked about the past history of the committee. It hasn't been meeting since pre-COVID, like everything else. We're getting it back together. We talked about what it is, maybe what the goals should be. And some people brought up a couple achievable goals that we'll be discussing and working on during the year that I'm sure you're going to hear more about. And all of our drills, lockdown and fire drills, have been completed for the year. Okay. Laura, you want to come on up? Yep. I'm going to share your screen and then I just have to go and stop mine. I'll put up there. Yep.
So now we'll have the counseling plan with Mrs. Gregory and Mr. Minton.
Okay, so we're here tonight to talk about the district counseling program. We've made some updates. We have a new plan. So Scott's going to start it off for us.
I'll try not to bloviate, but I'm kind of excited about doing this, and it's a pretty comprehensive plan, but there's also a lot of nuts and bolts about this plan that I'm going to kind of speak to in a few minutes with regards to what our role is as school counselors. So let me just kind of go through a couple things here to kind of encapsulate what this chart says. Or reads is actually a little fuzzy, so I'm going to kind of pull information that I kind of pulled out of it. So school counselors work in regards to academic improvement. We work with students in regards to abuse situations, anger management, anxiety, bullying, career awareness, cutting, depression, divorce, domestic violence, grief, loss, homelessness. We work with families to support them, problem solving, poverty issues, relationships, stress reduction, time management, just to name a few. When I got into being a school counselor about 30-ish years ago, working with students, you quickly discover that you're actually working not just with students, but you're also working with families, you're working with teachers, you're working with administration and the whole gamut, which is pretty amazing. So there's a lot of consultation with all constituents, because it's really very much a systemic kind of situation. We engage in crisis response, fielding a lot of phone calls, inquiries about every aspect of a child's social, emotional, and educational development. Big thing that I kind of go by and our department goes by is very much a customer service kind of aspect. We try to get back to parents within that day or by the next day. So it's very much a customer service, trying to help parents out to be that point person, in addition to helping out administration with that. We often have to, over the years, we've referred more so to mental health agencies and licensed counselors and psychologists, and also with doctors. Over the past 20 years, we've implemented a family support system, family support counseling. We've helped over 150 families. And we're also the liaison with Child Protective Services, and unfortunately, over the past several years, even probation officers. So the New York State Department of Education basically has required us, as they implemented, to have all schools to have required a K-12 program. They've actually implemented, have elementary counselors to be hired in districts. Eden was definitely ahead of the game and probably has had an elementary counselor for probably since about 2000 or so. But as New York State has progressed and districts have progressed, they've asked us to put together a comprehensive guidance plan. So we deal in K through 5 or implementing educational programs. We've been doing things with regards to college and careers, and assisting students that are exhibiting challenges, especially during the post-COVID era. In grades 6 through 12, some of the things we're in addition doing, we're meeting with each individual student to kind of go through the progression of their educational and career paths. We're also implementing core guidance and curriculum instruction. The school counseling program basically entails 3 different areas: academic, career, and personal social. So some of the overarching goals that we have are those 3 areas. So with regards to the academic, we're actually looking at enhancing student achievement, increasing opportunities for students to pursue rigorous programs, having enrichment at the elementary program. And we work with the administration to evaluate course offerings from year to year as we're getting into the master schedule. With regards to personal social, we have a lot of contact and communication with students and parents in regards to decreasing the level of chronic absenteeism, which is a big thing. We're also promoting a social and personal development. We're looking at overseeing teaching lessons to align with the school counseling and social emotional learning curriculum, which is called Second Step. And we're doing that basically K through 8th grade, and actually going into high school also. We're also seeking opportunities to assist students with problem solving, decision making, and relationship building. And that is a big thing in our middle school, as well as our later elementary school levels. And we're ensuring student safety throughout this whole thing with regards to DASA, and also working on the critical response team. With regards to careers, which is the last area that we're setting goals for. We're trying to provide a foundational understanding for students' interests, abilities, and challenges as they move into the working world. We're utilizing assessment tools to help them understand who they are. And we're also offering programs to learn about careers, local employers, as well as college requirements.
Okay, so you've heard a lot about MTSS this year. You know, that's one of our district initiatives that I've spoken about. A multi-tiered system of support basically has 3-tier levels of support for students in both the academic and the social, emotional, and behavioral realms. So of course, school counseling is a big part of that. So when you look at the 3 tiers of support in the social, emotional, and behavioral realm, and even a little bit of the academics as well, you can see in this chart what role the school counselors play. So they are the people who really take a hard look at our SEL screening data. You know, when we get the panorama data back, they look at it, look for kids that are flagged as, you know, having some troubling answers. They oversee the implementation of the school counseling curriculum, the SEL curriculum. They make sure that it happens. It's a little bit different in each building. And the elementary level, Shannon really, you know, pushes into PE and teaches SEL lessons. At the high school level, it's more of a collaborative approach between different courses such as health, freshman academy, different things like that. At tier 2, what does that look like? More small group counseling for those students who need a little bit more support. Maybe they are having trouble making friends, resolving conflicts, just coping with school stress. They just need a little bit more. And then your tier 3 is your really intensive support. So individuals who need one-on-one counseling, and even sometimes referrals to outside agencies. In the plan, as you're looking through it, you'll see a lot of reference to the American Schools Counseling Association national standards. Pretty much every school district aligns their comprehensive program to these standards, in addition to the requirements that New York State sets for us. So these are national guidelines for best practices. You'll also see mention of a delivery system, and that's basically what the counselors do in the 4 different areas. So the school counseling curriculum, we already talked about that and how that works. Individual student planning meetings. This is a requirement, grades 6 through 12, they definitely have to have an annual meeting to talk about their plans for academics and careers, college, all of those things. Responsive services is more like, resolving conflicts, crisis management, things that like they have to react to on a daily or weekly basis. And then there's system support, and Scott mentioned how they collaborate with teachers, administrators, staff, parents. Basically, they're kind of like the connecting, or they connect all of the different groups together to help the students. Lastly, you'll see mention of a management system. This is all about monitoring progress. So when you set goals and you create a plan, you have to monitor your progress and evaluate whether or not you're meeting those goals. So each year, the counseling department works together to create annual goals and action steps that are aligned with these overarching broader goals in the plan. So think of the plan as like, a long-term plan. And then what they do each year is a short-term plan just for that year. And then at the end of the year, they reflect on whether or not they met those goals, completed those action steps, and make decisions for what they're going to try to do in the following year. In the future, the district shared decision-making team will be involved with having, some time to give input and insight about what they would like to see for, ways the counseling program can be improved, or, progress that has been made, things that are going well. That is something that is required in the regulations as well, eventually, for us to have that. And I think Scott wanted to end this with a few thoughts.
Yeah, it's just want to just take a quick moment. I mean, the counseling plan is black and white. It's the nuts and bolts of basically what we do. But as I kind of mentioned earlier, I've been working with students for probably like 31 years. And when I wake up in the morning, there isn't an aspect of like, great, I have to go to my job and work. I really truly look forward to coming in and working with the students of Eden. It's really an honor to work with them. Like I said, black and white, but the reality of this, oftentimes we're helping students and families turning heat back on. We're coaching them in swimming and diving and basketball and field hockey. We've adopted family dogs because a single dad was hospitalized. We found a place for a person to stay when a family member had to go into a 28-day recovery facility. We've run summer school programs. I remember staying one time at ECMC waiting for a parent to arrive and a psychiatrist to arrive for a young person who was, just scared to be at the psychiatric center. We provide, like I said, the confidential family support counseling, and we've attended funerals for students who have died, and walk with them, months and years, and even remember the date that their mother died, and just, checking in on them. And there's one story I wanted to share, and it was a student who truly kind of wrapped his identity around sports and really had huge accolades in regards to being a great athlete, and really should have gone like Division I, or at least this person thought so. And he's basically having like an existential crisis. Like he didn't know what his next move was, what he was going to do. And I just remember, talking to this person, and just said all that, like the performance part of it stuff, like it just, I don't see it. I said, I value you as a person. And he teared up and just said, nobody has ever said that to me. And It's like not even my parents, not even my, my mom, like nobody's has said that to me. And I think that's really the heart of what this plan is and what our team does and our teachers do. It's that relationship, it's that connection with students. To be able to see beyond and be that adult that doesn't necessarily see that student as a number or as a performance, but see that person and see that student as a person. So I just want to kind of end with that. Thank you for your time.
Anyone have any questions?
I just want to say thank you so much for what you guys do. And you brought up Freshman Academy, which I had a freshman this year, and he came home from that first day of class and he's like, finally, things I can actually use in life right now. You know? So besides Freshman Academy, are there any other courses similar to that or that kind of go on from that as they move on in high school?
There's definitely courses in the business field that, help students with some of those life skills, but I know Don and I have talked about how we could really
Adulting 101.
expand on that a little bit, like even like simple things like writing a check, or I don't even know.
Well, I know it gets covered in fourth grade and freshman academy, but for some reason, after they graduate, they seem to forget, because everything's Venmo now and, things along those lines, but, it is something I think we might have to touch on that senior year. I know it gets talked about. I know Mrs. Cook did it in fourth grade. You had your own checkbook and you went through it, and Molly's kind of smiling a little bit because she probably, but to that point, what do the stickers mean on your car? Inspection, registration, just some stuff like that is just, I think this needs to be touched on one last time before they go out the door.
One of the things that I know I've spoken to administration and kind of our counseling staff to do like a senior seminar, and that would kind of encapsulate those kind of things we're talking about, in addition to college and career searches and kind of solidifying those kind of things, or essays or whatever else, before our students, before they walk out the door. Yeah, it's important stuff. Absolutely.
I think we offer a lot of electives right now, but we don't require them. So it's like if you take them and you learn those skills, but maybe you choose not to.
Yeah, because I was just thinking for my son, it was more like not even the checkbook thing. It was like time management, dealing with stress, dealing with other people, just those like social emotional skills, that. So yeah, I just, I appreciated that he enjoyed the class and those are good skills.
And it might have been good timing too.
Yeah, probably.
Might have been good timing too.
I know, Scott, my youngest niece, she speaks highly of you still, and I mean, she was sometimes a gamble during high school. Her father just kept saying, you have to pray for her. I'm very involved in athletics, very good in athletics, but made it, and I was now a teacher here in the district, so, and I know through some swimming crisis, your counseling office was great. Thanks.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there a request to withdraw specific items from the consent agenda? All right. That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, consensus items be approved.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
This is the approximate position and time that the board has designated to receive statements from individuals and groups. The board will review all statements, then respond appropriately at a future meeting. All persons in attendance are required to sign the attendance sheet and designate their representation status. For example, parent, teacher, bus driver, chamber of commerce, etc. There is a 2-minute time limit. Anybody?
Nobody?
Bueller? No one's going. All right, moving right along. New business resignations. That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of art teacher Lynn Morgan be accepted effective August 1st, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. Morgan for her 28 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of teacher aide Alexis Kitchens be accepted effective June 13th, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. Kitchens for her 2 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation for the purpose of retirement of school nurse Darlene Smith be accepted effective August 17th, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Mrs. Smith for her 22 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation for the purpose of retirement of registered nurse Marie Kazanowski be accepted effective August 31st, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. Kazanowski for her 5 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation for the purpose of retirement of bus driver Robert Barton be accepted effective June 30th, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Mr. Barton for his 14 and a half years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of elementary teacher Caitlin Gardner Capriotto be accepted effective June 24th, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Mrs. Gardner Capriotto for her 3 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of Spanish teacher technology integrator Jeffrey Meister be accepted effective July 14th, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Mr. Meister for his 11 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation for the purpose of retirement of cafeteria manager Sharon McAllister be accepted effective June 23rd, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. McAllister for her 3 years of service to the district.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the resignation of teacher aide Jamie Bukowski be accepted effective June 23rd, 2023. The board and administration wish to thank Ms. Bukowski for her 1 year of service to the Eden Central School.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Shannon Locking, who is initially certified in childhood education 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area as a 0.6 FTE elementary teacher and a 0.4 FTE technology integrator for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2027.
Second.
Any discussion? Is Shannon here?
She is not.
She's not? Okay.
If you're here, wave your hand. I've mentioned once, so I'm pretty good.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Right,
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Sarah O'Brien, who is initially certified in early childhood education B through 2 and childhood education 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the elementary tenure area as a full-time elementary teacher for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2027.
Second.
Any discussion? Sorry, got one last. We good? All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
I'm sorry.
Run over there.
We were discussing something.
All right, do I have to separate you two?
No,
Kick her out. Let her do her
the
last
question,
meeting.
the question is, should I read all of that stuff?
Please, please no.
You can just go down to salary and that's it,
Just say et cetera.
Thank you.
et cetera, and then the salary one.
I don't want to say second, otherwise I'm waiting for you.
Oh,
She's been
salary
hit-
is based, I
she's
should have
been-
read the salary.
been
I
hit
should have
her.
done that. Okay, I will do that.
I was
Sorry.
with you, Cheryl. I'm with you on that one. Now.
Okay. That, we ready?
Correct.
Okay, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Allison Gardner, who is provisionally certified as a school social worker, is hereby appointed to a probationary position as a social worker for probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2027. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters, step 3.
Second.
All right, there we go.
Good? We all good?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
Okay, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Christy Neal, who is professionally certified in students with disabilities 1 through 6 and childhood education 1 through 6, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the special education tenure area as a full-time special education teacher for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2026. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters, step 8.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
Congratulations.
Welcome aboard.
Okay, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Megan Cassidy, who is pending initial certification in earth science, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the science tenure area as a 1.0 full-time earth science teacher for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2027. Salary is based upon ETA contract bachelor's, step 1.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Sure, no discussion on this one? All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Motion carried. Megan, welcome back.
Okay, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Sarah Myers, who is initially certified in early childhood education B through 2, students with disabilities B through 2, students with disabilities 1 through 6, childhood education 1 through 6, and pending certification in students with disabilities all grades, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the special education tenure area as a 1.0 full-time special education teacher for a probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2027. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Michael Kubera, who is professionally certified in physical education and health, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the physical education and health tenure area as a 1.0 FT full-time physical education teacher for probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending on August 31st, 2026. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters, step 6.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Jocelyn Armbruster, who is initially certified in physical education, is hereby appointed to a probationary position in the physical education tenure area as a 1.0 F full-time physical education teacher for probationary period commencing on September 1st, 2023 and ending in August 31st, 2027. Salary is based upon ETA contract masters, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
We're still gonna clap.
And upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Rebecca Tonello be appointed on probation as a teacher aide effective September seventh, 2023, and ending March sixth, 2024. Salary is based upon CSEA contract level 4, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
We're gonna do golf claps the rest of the way. A couple of people going, they're not here.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Rebecca Actel be appointed on probation as a teacher aide effective September seventh, 2023, and ending March sixth, 2024. Salary is based upon CSEA contract level 4, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, after successfully completing her probationary period, Kelsey Carson be permanently appointed as a cleaner effective June 21st, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Darlene Smith, RN, be appointed as a bus nurse effective September seventh, 2023. Salary is based upon CSEA contract level 13, step 4.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Deborah Gagliardo be appointed on probation as a cafeteria monitor effective June 8th, 2023, and ending February 7th, 2024. Salary is based upon CSEA contract level 2, step 1.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Wade Ovitt be appointed on probation as a cleaner effective June 22nd, 2023, and ending December 21st, 2023. Salary is based upon CSEA contract level 2, step 1. Note, Mr. Ovitt was appointed as a substitute cleaner on May 17th, 2023.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following be appointed to 2023 extended school year positions. Thomas Wall, summer school teacher, rescind summer school substitute teacher appointment. Alexandra Cummings, summer school teacher aide. Amanda Chimera, summer school substitute teacher aide. Deborah Holscher, bus attendant. Lori Mohan, bus attendant.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following people be appointed as summer technology cleaners effective June 26, 2023, and ending September 1st, 2023. Jamie Tylock, Stanley Gretka.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, Jack Bosiacki be appointed as a volunteer cleaner's assistant effective July 3rd, 2023, and ending August 31st, 2023. Note, this is an unpaid position,
Second.
Any discussion?
hence the term volunteer.
So this is a special opportunity for this young man, who, is a young man with special needs, and this is an opportunity for him to get some experience in the workplace. Mark at our elementary building and actually volunteered to assist in this endeavor. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity for the young man and also for us as well.
Nice.
Nice. All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
We're done clapping now. I mean, until my report, then go crazy.
We can't clap when we
About
excise buses.
Leasing buses, that's exciting. Okay, anyway, that upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the request to lease school buses and drivers for the Edentown Recreation Department Summer 2023 field trips be approved. Dates and times to be determined.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following buses be declared excessed and traded upon delivery of the replacement vehicles purchased during the 2022-2023 fiscal year. Bus number 204, a 2012 Thomas bus with that VIN number, C count 44 to 66, plate that number, whatever the
I think we just need
GVWR
bus
is.
numbers.
We need the whole VIN number.
VIN number 4UZABRDT6CCA.
All right, you win.
Okay,
win.
thank you. All right, I knew he was gonna say that. Bus number 231, a 2010 Thomas bus, C count 1421, and with that plate number and whatever that, what's GRVW? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Bus number 218, a 2016 International with the following VIN number, C count and plate and gross vehicle weight, whatever. And bus number 219, 2016 International with the following VIN number, C count, plate and GVWR.
Any discussion?
The U and the Z.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the attached list of books for the GLP library be declared accessed and disposed of as the district deems appropriate.
Second.
Can we pull that list of books up, please? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the following cogen equipment items be declared excess and disposed of as the district deems appropriate. 400 kilowatt natural gas Waukesha generator. Waukesha, thank you. 300 kilowatt natural gas Waukesha generator, 650 kilowatt diesel SDMO generator, associated pumps and heat exchangers.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a quick question is, Jeff, is that worth anything? Is it, I mean, it's pretty old. It's tough to get parts. Is it worth anything?
Well, we're gonna put it on Auctions International,
Mhm.
assuming the board approves us accessing it and hope we get something for it. I do want to correct myself because if they pass this motion, we are applauding that we're getting rid of this equipment.
But do we not want to wait until like tomorrow or something like next month,
No,
maybe?
it doesn't matter because it's already been decommissioned. It's already been
Right.
been demoed. We are running on generator power as we have been for the last few weeks. We'll continue to do so for the next 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, I saw a lot of the grids hooked up, so good to go there.
Well, that's too much foreshadowing for my reports.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Wait a minute.
Anybody abstaining? Motion carried.
Okay, now.
Finally.
I'll
Goodbye.
explain later to all you new people.
All right, and that.
Wait, did the light system? We're on a
Okay.
generator right now.
Still talking about generator. We ready? That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, a chamber orchestra club be created beginning September 2023.
Second.
Any discussion?
Just a brief explanation. So when we concluded the negotiations with the Teachers Association, part of their new CBA was a method for teachers or others to create new extracurricular activities for our students. This is what you're voting on in a moment here is the first of two, I believe, that'll come to you based on some new language there. And the language in a nutshell says that, you know, the proposal needs to be worked through with the building principal or supervisor, and they have to volunteer in that position for a year. And at the end of that year, if it's deemed that the activity meets the student needs and wants and supports the overall mission of the district, then we will then renegotiate with the ETA about, you know, a salary structure and where it would fit. So I'm really happy about Chamber Orchestra. This is akin to the jazz ensemble that we've had here for a while. And they've performed a number of times throughout the district, and it's a great opportunity to give those, you know, more committed and more elite string students an opportunity to perform and become experts in the field.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstained? Motion carried.
All right, business report.
I just have one thing to let you know that the audit will be commencing August 7th through 11th. That will be the beginning of the field work for this year's audit. So, thank you.
Superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you. So the first item on my superintendent's report is discussion about the Board of Education meeting calendar for the 23-24 school year. I know Mrs. Thomas Sewell sent out to the board proposed dates along with some information about why those dates are selected. Has the team had a chance to look through those at this point? Other than you, Ellen, I don't really care what your opinion is, unfortunately. Now, I know, Laura, you said that you may need an audit committee meeting in August, was it?
No,
I
next
need
month.
it Either for July 4th or the August 2nd, so that it can be before field work starts.
I'll do July 5th, but I won't do
So
July
July-
4th.
Pardon me, July 5th is kind of what we were trying to set up so that it was the way. moving forward.
Okay, so it kind of a question before decisions have been made, because I don't know that we're settled. Barb, help me out here. Are we settled on committee memberships for next year?
Not yet.
Not yet, and that really doesn't happen until the reorg meeting.
Which is in 2 weeks.
So whoever potentially would be on that audit committee, hopefully you're available for a 6:15 meeting on July 5th. In case you know,
I'm good.
continuing on the audit committee.
Jack, you good? We'll find a third one.
Are you two? I didn't know you on it too? Your facilities? You are? So I don't know. I can't remember. What was she saying?
It's very exciting.
It's very exciting.
Makes me feel good. Someone's excited by this.
We're gonna have to work on you recognizing sarcasm. Okay. Any other issues with the proposed dates that anyone saw? I know there's a conflict for one of your dates. Okay.
I'll have conflicts, but we'll figure those out later.
Okay, and now there was also a discussion about meeting start time. We currently start at 7 PM. Is there discussion about moving the start time to 6 PM?
I'm good with that.
Oh, yes. I'll be retired. I'm definitely good with a 6.
You're good with that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, I wonder if our board member who will be joining after July 1, if 6 PM would work for him, if he would just give us a nod. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and Jen's not here, so she doesn't get to weigh in.
Nope.
Okay, so we have consensus on that. We'll start our meetings at 6 PM and the board, part of the board seems to agree with the schedule you proposed.
I hope so.
Okay, I'm gonna move on to my report now. Thank you. All right, so construction updates. If you've been by, particularly the backside of Eden Elementary, window installation continues to move forward. We're probably a bit ahead of schedule than when we expected to, where we expected to be at this point. Work is well underway in the elementary main office. In fact, the demo is done and I actually was in there and we've got some walls up already, Kelly. It's gonna look great. Parking lot work will start, as well as demolition. 8 classrooms will start next week. You'll also see a lot of mobilization across our campuses on Friday. Middle school, high school tennis court renovations are well underway, as is the construction of the new fields entry signage. I know they're working on drainage and electrical at the tennis courts at the moment. This Friday, refurbishment of the gym floor will begin, as will renovations in the cafeteria and kitchen. Most importantly, we are days away from switching over to the grid for full electrical power, which sounds like, of course you are, but we've been on a generator for years and years and years. And now we just decommissioned it, as I said earlier, and we're going to get over to regular power. I think within 2 weeks, I believe is the goal. Of course, it's going to be a very busy summer in terms of construction across our campuses. And one of the reasons why, and by the way, the Eden Auditorium has been reopened for business and we've occupied it several times and to great fanfare. We had the issue with the ceiling checked and had part of that demoed, and we are in good shape for the time being. I am excited to share with the board and the community that our district, and more specifically the Middle School High School Library Media Center, which is the space you're sitting in right now, has been selected as a finalist in Business First Annual Brick by Brick Awards. Okay. Yeah, pretty cool. These awards are designed to recognize outstanding architectural design, and on July 27th, I'll be representing the district at this annual event. Very good.
Nice. Yeah. Very cool.
So, the short month of June, the short weeks of June is occupied by so many celebrations. We had our first ever all-day pre-K celebration. It was wonderful to see that many little ones up on the stage. We celebrated our kindergartners, had moving up day celebrations at a number of grade levels, including fifth grade today, athletic awards, final concerts, proms, and just so many fun events. Of course, the school year culminates with the graduation ceremony tomorrow evening. I do look forward to giving our class of 2023 a terrific send-off. Speaking of send-offs, tonight is Ellen's last meeting as a school board member. Ellen has served graciously for the past 6 years. Personally, Ellen, I found you to be a great listener, reflective, and committed to what is best for the district. Thank you for your service, and I will miss your banter and your guidance. Thank you for all that you do.
And I will miss you all too. I just won't miss the meetings in the evening when I'm tired. So, but no, it's been great. It's been great. It's been a great learning experience. It was great to see this side of education, so thank you for the experience. And thank you, all of you, for all the help you've given me and guidance. It was great.
Any questions for me? Thank you.
Okay, so no student report, I guess. No, Mavis not here. So board report roundtable? Anybody?
Real quick, I'm just doing my mandatory financial training this week. I was there 2 hours the other night and I'll be there 4 hours Saturday. And Laura really did give me an appreciation for what you do. I am not a numbers person. Like, I was good at math, like I can solve X, but line items. Whew. But no, it's interesting. But the one interesting thing I found, they were talking about like insurances and liabilities, and they brought up the electric school buses and how the weight of the school buses, they're finding it's becoming huge problems with parking lots can't carry the weight of the buses, bridges, some back roads. So that's the one thing that stuck out. So it'll be interesting how that plays along over the years, I guess, before New York State drops the hammer.
Yeah, we're moving slow when it comes to electric school buses.
I would just like to echo the thoughts that Jeff had regarding Ella. We've served together for 6 years. For those that don't know, Ellen's a rare triple threat. She's a taxpayer, kids went through the district, and she's a former employee of the district. And a student, quadruple threat. And so that's awfully rare in the school board world, and your insight into all those parameters has been useful to all of us throughout the 6 years, and good luck. I'm sure you won't sit still. I'm sure there's lots of things planned. So
Thank you. She made a deal with me to step down from the Erie Cat Teacher Center Policy Board. I would take her place if she would stay one more term. So, and I've actually enjoyed being on that. But I've enjoyed sitting on board, literally next to you.
Yeah.
So second you all.
Thank you. You guys have been great. Don't make me cry.
No? Anybody else down there? Just a couple other things that are going on. Jeff talked about the capital project that is basically turning into high gear, especially at the elementary building. It's going to be very interesting here, drive by in the next week or two. But we are already starting to talk about another capital project. So if you start hearing whisperings of it, We have already started having conversations with, vested groups, for the next capital project. So don't be surprised if you see a capital project vote for 2024 already. And it has to do with funding. Jen talked about, going through it all and being, 7.5 years of doing the numbers. It's pretty interesting to see when these capital projects come up and come on and roll off. And we're not even, the way I look at it, even into this one. I mean, I know a lot of it's being done at the elementary with Mrs. LaRosa and her staff, but it's going to be, talking about what do we got to do for the next capital project that, we really probably won't start seeing results until 26 or something along those lines with things. So a lot of interesting stuff being discussed. Had some good initial meetings with architectures and some other groups as well too. So that's kind of where we stand on that. And then Ellen, I'd like to give you a certificate and a plant here for your 6 years of service. How many years teaching? 30, 40? Wow. But no, for somebody that had both their kids had Mrs. Kindly as a teacher, they said to say congratulations. Carly was been in teaching and substituting here the last couple of weeks and having fun doing it. So, but congratulations. I'll give this to you in a little bit once we crawl across everywhere. All right. Anything else from the board? All right.
Okay.
Your last bit of recital. Here we go.
The reorganization and next regular Board of Education meeting is Wednesday, July 5th, 2023 at 7 p.m. at 6 p.m. in the Eden Elementary School Auditorium. That's what you have. All right. That's it.
Well,
Wait, no, there's got to be something else.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Do you want Cheryl to read this now?
All right. You guys are tough. That upon the recommendation of the superintendent, the Board of Education enter executive session to discuss matter of personal interest, whatever. It's not finished. I'm okay.
I'm not the one who
I'm
writes.
making up the rest.
Painstakingly saying second.
To discuss the personal history of a particular person. What? Employment person. Okay, we're not discussing
Oh,
their
boy.
personal life.
This isn't going out well.
You're right, it is time.
My screen, I don't know what to say. The employment history of a particular person.
There
Okay,
you go.
I think after 6 years, you've memorized.
yeah, it's too much. Stop it.
Probably read it 70 times, haven't you?
At least.
I heard a second.
All in favor?
I.
Aye. Motion passed. Thanks for coming, everybody.